In today's video, I want to share with you my recent street style photoshoot that I did with my Fujifilm X-T30 Mark II camera and 50mm f1.8 lens from Yongnuo. But before we begin, I must mention that a few months ago Yongnuo sent me this lens, which is a pro version of their 50mm lenses, so I could make a review video about it. Unfortunately, I guess upon delivery it got damaged somehow and now it doesn't focus properly. Basically, it focuses for a short period of time and then the lens can't focus anymore unless you shake it. I tried everything from tinkering with camera settings to updating the lens firmware, but nothing helped. So I couldn't make a review video because I wouldn't be able to form a comprehensive opinion due to this focusing defect. But with this lens sitting on my shelf, I couldn't resist trying to at least take a few shots with it to see if it's a good focal length for me or not. So I decided to do this simple street style photoshoot at the National Library. If you're interested in seeing my shooting process for a street style photoshoot and hearing my comments, stick around for this video. Also in the description below I'll leave you a preset that I used to edit the images since I shot everything in RAW and then edited in Lightroom. Don't forget to leave a like, and now let's begin. On an overcast day, I met with model Carolina at the National Library to take some photos together. The outfit had a vintage vibe, with Carolina wearing a vintage trench coat, which I believe was actually a men's coat. Underneath, she had a white shirt, regular blue jeans, black boots and a black hat. I liked the overall look because in this location Carolina reminded me of Jenny Humphrey from Gossip Girl, portrayed by Taylor Momsen. Jenny in the series was a rebellious teenager leaning towards sustainability and vintage styles, so I thought our outfit was reminiscent of that. If I remember incorrectly, please correct me in the comments, but anyway, we gathered to talk about the photoshoot, not about the Gossip Girl series, so let's move on. At the start, I took shots of Carolina in front of those giant columns, with myself shooting through the library's entrance door to create the feeling of peeking through. Carolina mimicked some movements like walking or just standing, so I captured a few shots like that. Then I changed my position so the column would be in the foreground, yet out of focus again, creating a sense of intimacy, as if the model is alone and we are just peeking from the side. Then I asked her to just stand facing her side to my camera, as I thought in this environment Carolina looked like a statue. Perhaps this vintage outfit made me feel like she came from the past. I must mention that when I shoot in locations like that, I usually try to create a story of the person I am photographing. Not just take static portraits, but also capture movements so that in the overall series of images it feels like the person came and did something on location, not just stood there for pictures. But with that said, sometimes if I find a nice composition, I also ask them to pose in a particular way just because it looks aesthetic to me. I kept taking pictures like peeking through columns, but then asked Carolina to stand near the wall. I took more conventional portraits of her near that wall because we needed not only establishing shots with her in full length in the images, but also some close-up shots as well. Then we moved closer to the stairs, and I asked Carolina to sit by the column. Here I captured this shot with a random person passing by, and I like it very much. I like that we don't see the face of that person because it isn't relevant to us, but their presence gives us a feel of the location being alive, busy and not artificial. By the way, in the future I plan to make a video showcasing your street photography and sharing my thoughts while also learning something from your images. If you're interested in participating, there is a post on my community section on YouTube where you can leave a link to your Instagram post that you'd like to be featured in the video. Whether it's a photo you are really proud of or one you want advice on, drop a link to that Instagram post in the comments on that community post, which I will also link in the description below. Also, I asked Carolina to rest on her hands, and she did it so well and naturally, which made these portraits also one of my favorites. After that we moved to the stairs, and here we again imitated some movements, like she was going up or down. But watching the images now, I realized that if we started there at the top, we should have shot only with her walking downstairs, or I should place images of her walking up the stairs at the beginning of the shoot, because I still like these shots when she turns around and looks to the camera. Because of that, I also decided to take a shot with Carolina simply standing and looking at the camera again. By the way, for the whole photoshoot I shot with the aperture of f2 as I wanted to blur the background as much as possible on this APS-C Fujifilm camera. And then depending on the situation I adjusted shutter speed and ISO, which I tried to keep below 320. After the shot by the handrail we came down to shoot in front of the stairs to maximize the resemblance of Gossip Girl vibe, which I think we achieved, except in Gossip Girl those stairs were never empty and without handrails. But here actually I wouldn't like if there were people in the background. For our final shots we left the library and went to take some images of Carolina crossing the street. I thought images with the street in the background would look nice as it would create the feel of perspective and distance similar to the effect of the stairs at the library. We finalized our shoot at the bus station to end up our photo story. It would be like a student coming out of the library, wandering around, maybe waiting for a friend or someone else, but not meeting them. So finally she decided to go home. It's like a day in the life of a student, if you like. What do you think about the street-style photoshoot we did with Carolina recently? Does it resemble the Gossip Girl vibe? Share your thoughts in the comments below. For me it was a nice experience because sometimes I like to shoot something just for fun, without thinking about clients and delivering a result for them. So with Carolina we just agreed to improvise, have some fun and take some shots, and that's it. If you liked images you can also follow Carolina on the Instagram. And me too, of course. When it comes to the lens, despite the focusing defect requiring me to shake it from time to time and missing a few potentially good shots, I think the overall quality is good. The build quality is nice, it feels solid. Although I don't know, maybe it's due to the lens internal damage, I couldn't adjust the aperture from the camera. There is an aperture ring on the lens and a switch which lets you either adjust the aperture with the lens ring or block it. The thing is, the lens ring is so smooth so you can sometimes accidentally change the aperture without even noticing. But I couldn't manage a way to change the aperture with the camera dial, which works just fine with other lenses. Here I could never adjust the aperture of the lens from my camera. The size of the lens also feels substantial and I think it would fit better on bigger camera bodies such as the X-T5 for example. Here it's on the edge of becoming front heavy and I prefer the compactness of my Fuji X-T30 Mark II camera, so I would prefer to keep the overall kit as compact as possible. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the lens. It's a shame I got it defective and couldn't make a comprehensive review, but from the images that I saw, I think this lens has a quite a potential. But let me know what are yours go-to compact lenses for your cameras. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. As always, all your thoughts are welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to check the preset that I edited these images with in the description below. Leave a like and subscribe for my future videos. But for now, have a nice day and keep shooting.